just did like a 6 or 7 minute perfect take. Everything I wanted to say, I said it, and then I realised I wasn't wearing a microphone. Welcome back. I'm going to try again. So for you it might be the next week, but for me it's been quite a few weeks. I've had other stuff going on, so I've had to get this thing back on the bench. Need to get on with this now. I've just watched was it part 3, whatever it was, just to remember where I was up to. I drained the oil, hadn't I? Anyway, so the oil and filter are done now. Sump plug has been re-lock wired up. Got a new genuine Yamaha oil filter on it. It's got oil in it. I drained the coolant. Coolant looked like new, but it's at least 7 years old, so obviously that needs to be changed. So it's got fresh coolant in it. It's got oil and filter. Today, I really, really want to get this thing running, and if not running, but almost finished. Because apart from the carbs and the engine and stuff, there's not a lot to do. The calipers look in really nice nick. There are new pads already, front and rear. There's some weirdness with this wiring, isn't there? I talked about this, I know I did, in one of the other videos. So I talked about this weird relay gubbins at the back here. Well, I'm just eyeballing this wiring. Have I talked about this before? The wire coming from the relay is going to the connection plug going to the fan. And the plug in the wiring loom that would go to that is just loose. I thought, oh, I know what's happened. Somebody's put a little switchy jobby just so they can turn the fan on and off. So then I was trying to find the switch and following the wires, the other wires from the relay, the switching wires, if you like, for the relay, which is this wiring here, which you can't see. And it goes all the way to a thermal switch on the front of the radiator. So they've effectively, yeah, I can feel the wiring loom wires just dangling. So they've effectively bypassed what the bike was originally doing, which is a little bit odd. I think the only reason you would maybe do that is so when you turn the ignition on, the fan keeps running. Because with these, or a lot of Yamahas, if you know, you turn the ignition off, the fan, unlike a lot of Kawasaki's, and the fan keeps going. When you turn the ignition off, the fan stops. So whether it's something to do with that or something wonky went wrong with the wiring loom, I don't know. I'm not going to disturb that. I'm going to leave that be. The bit of the wiring which is really bugging me is the alarm system. I'm quite torn at this point. I feel like I want to just take the alarm system off now before I do anything else and get rid of it. But I'm being pulled in the other direction, which is I really want to hear this motorbike run. But I'm guessing that if I put the carburetors on, put the new battery on, which has been filled and is charged and ready to go. If I put the new battery on it, what are the chances of the alarm system working? I haven't got the key. The key is in the office. But the battery's going to be dead in the fob, isn't it? And I know that's a fight I've got to have at some point. But I think what I'm going to do for now is let's get the carburetors on it and see what happens. And then the other thing was, what have I done with it? There was a little... Put it down somewhere. Do you remember in part 1, down in between carb 2 and 3, there was like a little rubber... Fucking hell, what have I done with it? I just had it in my hand. There was a little rubber noggin. There it is. Do you remember seeing this? In part 1, in part whatever the last part was, down in between the carburetors here. It looks like it's a little rubber mounting jobby for one of the mirrors. I'll investigate that, see if one's missing. But what a weird place to have that. And of course, something else. I promise I'll stop talking in a minute. This heat shield thing. I wanted to get a new one, didn't I? And I've been looking. I found one on a weird, ununderstandable, what am I fucking talking about? On a weird Japanese website, auction site, that appeared to be available to buy, and I went down that rabbit hole, and in the end I just couldn't fucking do it, and I didn't buy it. I've got so it's having this is going to stay, this dodgy bit of heat shielding here. I have got it, I've got the part number, and And I've got an alert set up on CMSNL, so if something comes into stock, I'll just buy it. Even if at that point the bike's gone, I can buy it and give it to the guy, and at least it can be with the bike then, so if it ever comes apart again, it can have that, because it's letting it down a little bit. No big deal. And I know, don't put it in the comments, I already know, Jim, you could make one, it'd be really easy. Yes, I'm aware. I could probably make a better one than the one than the genuine Yamaha one, but you're kind of missing the point if you think making one is an option. Okay, let's do work. I'm going to get the carburetors on. It's got fresh coolant, it's got fresh oil and filter. The battery is filled, ready to go. Let's get a battery on it. Let's get the keys. Let's just see what happens. Pretty sure before we hear this run, I've got to have the alarm system fight. Oh, and there's another box here. Does anybody have any idea what this is? So, one of the wires looks like it may be an antenna. And there's 3 wires. There's a ground, a live. Where's that orange wire going to? I don't know. Tell me what that box does. There's an orange wire going to... Where does that go to? What the hell is that going to? Anyway, anybody know what that is? It's nothing to do with the alarm system. It's got a live, a ground, what looks like an antenna, and an orange wire going somewhere. Is it maybe some sort of de-restriction thing because it was once an import, perhaps? I don't know. I think maybe I was thinking I'll take it off, but maybe I'll just leave it be. It's there for a reason, but this data tool, it's got to go, I think. Okay. I think I've waffled enough for the second time. I tell you what, if this microphone doesn't work this time, I'm going to be very cross. Right, let's do work. Oh, what joy. Carburetor assemblage. No, what am I talking about? Carburetor fitting. Right, let's get some rags for the frame. So, move you a second. The carburetor rubbers, we had this conversation, didn't we? I thought I'd got new inlet manifold rubbers, but it turns out I hadn't. And they're unobtainium at this point. Choke cable, where are you? You're hiding there. Have I got the right size Allen key for that? Yes. Back those out a little bit more. Give us half a chance. The rubbers, although not perfect, are, you know, I've got some rubberiness to them. They're not dry rotted. So, let's see. And I haven't compression tested it yet. I haven't got the plugs back in. Am I doing it the wrong way around? I don't know. I just want to get these carburetors on. So I'm doing that first. Right, let's get some slipperiness in a can. A bit of GT85. Like that. Get rid of those. Oh, throttle cable fight. Although, these were alright, weren't they? You seem to remember. Which one of you is doing the opening? That one. Which is going to be... Sorry, heading shot. That's going to be opening that way. Okay, so... Oh God, why does it look harder than I remember it was? Fast forward this bit. I'll pause the video every time I swear. It could be here some time. Go that side of there like that. Go in there like that. I fucking... What's happening? It was easy, wasn't it, when it came off? Oh, maybe I just do that. Okay. Ow. Oh my God, so close. Don't fucking start. Oh, come on. tantalisingly close to going in. Yes, thank you. Okay, that was easy, and it's the right side of the little bracket, so as not to cause swear words to come out. And then the other one, that's the choke now. That is there. It doesn't look, it hasn't got an end on it, look, but the end is on the bracket. I'm going to need to not put that one on yet. So I've got some free play, otherwise I'm not going to get that one on. Go under there like that. Let's put my old man glasses down so I can actually see what I'm fucking doing. Sorry, it's not the best view for you, is it? Tough shit. Go on there like that. Ow. That's it. Now I should be able to get that in there like that, and then pull that one and put that in the brackets. And then, thank you very much. I did have a 10mm with me. What did I do with it? There it is. Oh God. Which adjustment have we got on this end of the cable? Is there a noggin halfway down the cable? Yes, there is. Okay. That's fine then. God, that's stupid, isn't it? Okay, I'll have to just, let's leave that slightly loose just for now, because we might have to play with the angle of that dangle once the carbs are actually pushed on. Let's do the choke cable now, because it looks basically impossible to get at once the carbs are on. This has absolutely no fucking right to be this difficult. It's a choke cable. Okay, thank you. Little 8mm socket with a little 8mm socket and a rat shit, I think, for there. Do you up. Just thinking out loud. No, actually, that's wrong. I was thinking to myself, not out loud, the opposite of out loud. I know we had the pump making a noise in the fuel tank, didn't we? I'm going to bolt that back on there. Why is that not doing anything? What the fuck? Oh, it's come out of its thing. Don't really know how good the fuel pump is, do we? We know it made a noise, but we didn't see it pumping fuel. So that might be another obstacle to finishing it. Right, let's not trap that wire in the manifold. God, that's annoying. Right, how hard are these carbs going to be to push in? I wonder. Let's get some. I have been known to have a big piece of wood and a fucking big ratchet strap around the bench and not necessarily on these, but Fucking hell. That's probably not a good view, is it? Oh, they're on. Absolute beauty. Let's pull those throttle cables back through a bit. Oh my god, I love it. Allen's key, let's tighten those up. Phase 1 complete. Obviously there's breathers and fuel pipes and all sorts of other gubbins to go on. Airbox and such like. Let's just get the clamps done up. Get some fuel to it. Get the battery on. And let's just forget about everything else and let's see if we can make it make noise. Right, let me do these up. I need to go that side and you're right in my way. And I'll bring you back in and we'll carry on. Are you having a fucking giraffe? Come on now. How am I struggling so much? Maybe undo it at the other end, Jim. Fucking hell. That's not very rubbery, that strap, anymore. Okay. What are you doing then? Oh, that's the earth for the chargy jobby. And then that is the live for the fan. And the chargy jobby. Okay. You know what that is, don't you? That's the bottom off one of those horrible motor batteries that people seem to love so much. I was having a motor bat debate with somebody. They put one on and I turned my nose up at it. And said, what's wrong with it? I've had loads of motor bats and they've been brilliant. So they might be brilliant now, but back in the day when they first came out, High Level was selling them and I returned that many of them. I gave up fitting them. Now stupidly, YTX9BS, I just ordered what was on the bike already. Helps if you put it in the right way around, Jim. Without actually looking at what battery it should have. Maybe that strap's so tight because it had that on the bottom and it didn't actually need it. Yeah, that's more fucking civilized. Okay, I don't know why that was still in there. Maybe it had a motor bat at some point and they took it out and left its bottom behind. Let's get the new bolts that came with that Yuasa battery. Listen, you don't want to see me fit a battery, do you? Let me get this battery on. Let's go and get the key and see what happens. There's a top tip here, and it's a top tip you all already know, I'm sure. You know these nuts? And you've got 27 different fucking eyelets on your battery post, and you can't get the bolt to get started on the nut. Top tip for you. I'll go and get one out of the van. Stand by. Everybody's got their own little way of doing this, I'm sure. Cable tie. Just cable tie under there, like that. Are we getting that? Put your nut in. He says as he makes a cock of himself on camera. Jim, what are you doing? Like that. Okay, cable ties under it, holding it up, and then obviously when it's all in position, you just pull the cable tie out. That way you've encapsulated, is the right word, the nut, so it can't fall out, and it's held all the way up. And you can pull this out, oh fuck, like that. Oh God. Where's me magnet? That'll do. Little fucking Allen key, fish it out of there. And then what you do now is, oh, that's magnetic, that Allen key. You drop it down in the bowels of the fucking engine and never find it ever again. That's usually what happens. Right, don't touch the cable tie, Jim. Let's have a new bolt. The ground eyelet. Like that. Let's put that in loosely for now. Anyway. Oh my fucking god. Did I just do that on camera? Where the fuck has that gone? Oh. Fucking hell, I need a stiff drink. Yeah, I have literally lost that fucking bolt. Not even. Oh god. Oh, there you are. Let me get a magnet on a stick. I'm going to get this battery on. I'll go and get the key and let's cross your fingers for me. After that fucking debacle. Battery's on. What else I want to say? Carbs are on. All the clampy clamps are tight. I know I've got breathers missing here, and from here there's 2 pipes that go down to a little metal bracket through a hole in this heat shield thing onto a little bracket under there. They're over there on the bench, as are these little breather filter things. I've tightened that up. Throttle's nice and free. Haven't got any plugs in it yet. I'm going to, if I can get it to turn over on the button, I will compression test it. I've just gone and got the key, and by some fucking miracle, is that coming out on camera? That lights up. So let's turn it on. Hang on a fucking minute. Oh, Jim, that says Kawasaki on there. That's not the key then. It had a data tool remote, so I... Oh god, right, stand by, I'll be back. Let's try that again. That's a bit of a dead giveaway, isn't it? Yeah, that's the more modern remote, isn't it? And it does light up, albeit dimly. Let me reposition the tripod so you can see the dashboard. Let's cross our fingers. Literally doing this live, although we know the ignition turns on, don't we? Because X-Up's doing its thing. Lights. Push the button. Absolutely jack shit is happening. Do you have to reinitialize them? I can't fucking remember. I did spy balls, I did meta system. What else did I do back in the day? All sorts of alarm systems. Never did data tool. Fucking never liked them. It's not going to work, is it, if I try and crank it? It's never going to happen. No. Oh, something happened then. What was that clicking sound? Well, that's a good start. The fucking, can you see that? Can you see that? Switch gear's turning on the handlebar. That's a bit annoying. Oh god, I knew I was going to have this fight. For fuck's sake. I'm not fighting with you, alarm. I'm just going to get rid of you. Fuck it. I wanted to turn it over and... Oh, I want to run this thing. Okay. In that case, I could just... Has it got a plug on it? I can't remember. I could just get the plug out of the alarm unit and just bridge it, because I know I've got the pin out diagram. Or shall I just take it off properly? I think I'm just going to take it off properly. Solder all the loom back together, heat shrink everything. Make it nice. And be done with it. Okay, you can follow along with that if you want. It's pretty tedious. Let's deal with, how much of that can you actually see on the camera? Oh, most of it. Okay, that'll do then. So, I really need to understand what this box does. Maybe that will become obvious once I start getting into this. So, where does the wiring for that go? Down here. Into this dog's dinner. First thing, so I need to get, let's cut that cable tight, give that a bit of fighting room. It doesn't really do much, does it? Fucking hell, what a state it is. Let's just undo everything we've just done. Got to take the battery off, undo the ECU, move that, just so I've got free play in all the wires. Let's pick this apart. And I know what you're all saying, Jim, why don't you just hold the button down on the fucking remote and he'll reinitialize the alarm and whatever. Yeah, don't fucking care. I don't want this alarm on this bike. They were shit when they were new, and now it's 20 years old. It doesn't belong on this beautiful motorbike. Right, battery off. Let's see if we can drop another bolt down the back of the engine. Nuts, rather. Let's put that bolt in there quickly. Save ourselves some embarrassment. Okay. Under you. Let's get rid of that. Oh my good God, it's all just stuffed in here. Let's just start unplugging things. It can all go back nicely and in the right position. Start solenoid. What's those cable ties doing? Oh, they're just holding that little rubber bit there, look. Let's get a T-bar on that. That's the earth for that relay that's doing the fan control by the looks of it. So, what do we got? We've got some wires going to the ECU wiring. It stands to reason. It just, how does it all look so shit? Where's that going? Is that getting an ignition light off the rear stoplight switch, is it? Is that what that's doing? I don't know. Or is it going to... Where's that going to? Just carry on cutting cable ties and pulling on wires until we understand it. Get rid of that before we lose it. I'm just going to disconnect everything, and then it can all go back in a nice way, if you see what I mean. That's ECU wiring. You know, the tape on the wiring loom is sort of not complete, and yeah, I can just make it all, like none of this loom is taped up here. You can't, can you see from there, all these wires going to the ECU, they haven't got any tape on them, and it just makes it look like fucking spaghetti junction. I have to get that ECU out before I pull those plugs. What is that, a 4mm Allen key? Looks like it. That was a 3mm, the one I had for the carbs, wasn't it? Yes. With any luck, are they on well nuts? Yeah, it feels like it. Fucking hell, how long are you? Oh, there we go. Don't look original, those bolts. Look, original, those bolts. See that wiring there? That's not standard, is it? Where's that going to? Oh, does that go to the... Oh, that's more alarm wiring. Let's cut that cable tie as well. That's doing the indicators, isn't it, by the looks of it? Oh, and that one is has it got the LED at the back? Yeah, it's got the shitty little LED underneath the number plate light. Oh God. I must have fitted in my days fucking thousands of alarm systems. And now I'm taking them all off again. Can you even buy an aftermarket alarm system for a motorbike these days? I suppose you must be able to, but Okay. Let's put you down there. Let's unplug this. Get this out of the way. Fucking hell. They're tight. Not crusty though. I bet this fucking CDI, it's not CDI, I bet this ECU is worth a fucking small fortune. Okay, somebody explain to me how I get that apart. Get that booty out of the way first. Like that. Okay, put you safe, somewhere safe. Right, anything that isn't original is getting the fucking chop. Like that, what the hell is that? Oh, that's got something to do with this extra weird box I have. Flip that back on there. You need to understand what that box is doing. It can't be anything to do with the alarm, surely. Let's get those out of the way. It's going to... Let's get the 10mm T-bar on there. Get that bolt out. Right, so those are two grounds. One of them is a ground for okay, that's important. One's a ground, oh look out, I'm going to get disturbed. One's a ground for that relay, and an orange wire. Looks like it's going to that fuse box, look. Must be an ignition live. It's under that tape. Okie dokie. Yeah, that's an ignition live, orange and red. You right, babies? Did you have a nice time? Okay, cool. What's that? Ignoring me. Yeah, that orange goes to, I'm guessing that's an ignition live. That's the main live into... What's that 20 amp fuse do? Anyway. No, the brown is ignition live. Is that constant live? That box isn't doing it. Hang on, where's that red going? Okay, so the red out of it goes to... Yeah, that red's going to a permanent. So it's not doing anything to the motorbike, if you see what I mean. It's got lives, it's got an ignition live, a constant live, a ground, and that's it. Is it some sort of... Isn't a SIM card slot, is there in there? What is it doing? That's definitely an antenna. I don't know. Tell me in the comments what that does. It's not staying on this motorbike though. It's going along with the alarm system. Let's put that bolt back in there for now, and remember that that is an earth for the fan relay. Right, do you really want to see me do this? I think what I'll do is I'll fuck's sake, go in there, bolt. I'll bring you back in stages probably, otherwise you'll all be fucking asleep, won't you? Why won't you line up? Let's loosen that one. Let's put you in loosely. Oh, come on. What is happening? Oh, I see. That rear bit of the subframe is also held in with that bolt. Okay. Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll bring you in stages. Right, so the first thing I'm going to fucking do, rightly or wrongly, let's just start fucking trimming. So that box is fucking gone. Whatever it did, it doesn't fucking do it anymore. Oh God, what have you done? Where does that wire go? Oh shit. So that was that wire I thought was the antenna. Where's that going? Oh God, Jim, what have you done? Where does that go to? Goes to... goes around here. Back up. Oh, that's that. That's that. And then... oh, I see. Huh. What is that? That says... I know what it is. There's a GPS, module on there. It's a fucking tracker, isn't it? Oh God. Should I be removing this? It's just old and horrible. That is double-sided taped on there. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, can you see that? That says GPS on it. It's some sort of slightly dodgy tracker. Well, it hasn't worked in 7 years, so I'm assuming nobody cares. And I think, well, I know for a fact, you ain't ever going to be able to steal this motorbike. Let's just fucking leave it at that. And I just think all these fucking nasty cable ties everywhere all over it. Look at it, it's covered in cable ties. They all need to go. And it needs to be as standard as humanly possible. So that's my executive decision. Can I come out of there? Yes. Okay, I've already cut that wire. Right, so that's that. It was a tracker, and it is no longer on the motorbike. It's just going to be, just imagine the wiring loom all neatly taped, exactly as it was when it came out of the factory. No silly fucking aftermarket accessories on it. It's not the sort of bike, is it, that should have a tracker or a alarm system on it. Do I sound like I'm trying to convince myself I've done the right thing? Oh well, I'll fucking own my decision. That's pretty nasty. That is I need to tidy this up. Can you see this where they've soldered in? I'll take the tape off. Yeah, make that good. Desolder the bits of wire. I'm just cutting for now to get rid of the bulk of it. And then I'm going to, for instance, that there, that is all the indicator wiring. So I need to deal with that. That's the LED. Cut that. Get the LED out. Come out, yeah, that's the LED. Look, remember them? Of course you do. I'm going to carry on. Not much to see, is there really? Is that just Velcro down? Double-sided taped down? Yeah, double-sided tape down. We've got this here. Where's that going? So it's going to be immobilized, guys. You know this probably, but when we fitted these alarm systems back in the day, two immobilization circuits, you'd immobilize the starter solenoid, which is here, which is going to have, I'll find the wiring. You basically interrupted they're almost always ground side switch, the starter solenoids. You just pass that circuitry through your alarm system and back. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So they were immobilized. The starter solenoids were immobilized, and then usually alive to the ECU or alive to the coils, or you'd have an ignition immobilization and a start immobilization. I'm going to deconstruct all of this, I don't want to bore you too much with it all. I'll probably bring you back in when it's all in bits and I've desoldered everything, show you where it was and how it was fitted, and we'll go from there. Right, see you in a bit. Right, progress is being made. Still a lot of tidying up to do. So this is the indicator. These need to be detaped. That's not a word. Desoldered, taped up neatly. That's the indicator wiring. That's just dangling for now. The rest of the alarm system's gone. It's all down there on the bench. So fucking hell, I think they had shares in a cable tie company. So loads of cable ties. So the tracker's removed, the alarm's removed. So once this all gets taped up neatly and is all back together, that's all going to look super original and nice there. The immobilization circuit, so this blue and white wire here going down to the starter solenoid, and this wire coming out of the loom, I think that'll sit neatly. I'll just solder and heat shrink that in position. That'll be fine. And then the fucking... no, I'll talk about that in a second. The other... so that's one of the immobilization circuits. And then the other one... fucking people are dumb sometimes. So what they've done... this is the other immobilization circuit. This is the wire going to the fuel pump. Now... yeah, it would stop it running, but not fucking immediately. You'd be able to escape with a motorbike and then run out of petrol. Fucking idiots. It's not fuel injected, is it? So that wire isn't immediately going to stop it from starting. If you were to short the starter solenoid out, you'd run on what was in the carburetors. Obviously, there wouldn't be a fuel pump feeding the carbs, but fucking hell, people just don't think past the end of their fucking nose, do they? What I've been thinking about as I've been doing it and thinking, oh yeah, this is going to look fucking really nice and neat and original and lovely. I'm fucking off the, you know, the charge wire, the Optimate wire. Is that the right thing to do? I don't know. I just want to get it all original. Maybe if I add a charging wire back in at some point, that's fine. I just want to get it completely stock. And in that vein, this fan control relay thing, I'm going to see if, so up here, see the original wiring is still there, that just goes into there, and then down in there somewhere is the plug there. I'm going to detach, disconnect this, plug that back in, same with the thermal sensor over there on the radiator, put it back to stock and just see if the fan works in the normal way. I don't know. I think it just deserves to be completely standard. Do you agree or not? I don't know. Right, I'm going to carry on, get all this soldered back up, everything taped in neatly, battery back in, etc. Let's have another go at trying to start it, or trying to crank it at least, do the compression test, and then we might be able to make some noise. I'm going to have a brew and then I'm going to get on with it. Right, see you in a bit. Okay. Welcome back. 'Tis the next day. The next day. So, yeah, sorry to jump forward, but I just thought I just need to get my head down and try and smash some of this out. So, where are we at? That's the wiring loom for the, you know, the extra fan control. That loom is all in one piece. I haven't cut anything, so I can just lay this back in and reconnect it if necessary. I think we can assume, when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. I think we can assume that the fan is going to work okay in terms of the sort of fan system. The fan's going to work okay, and that thermal switch is going to work okay, because clearly it worked with that other setup. If there is a problem with it, I would say, unlikely the wiring, probably wherever the fan relay is. I think it might be that one. No, that's the flasher relay. Is the fan control in that relay box that does various different things like the fuel pump? I can't remember. I'd have to look at a wiring diagram, but oh, that might be the fan relay, that one there. Okay, colour those wires. No, maybe. What does that do? Is that the main? Anyway, fucking hell, focus. So, I've kept that wiring loom all in one piece. Can't get that back in there now. So I can, if the fan doesn't come on, assuming we get it to run, if the fan doesn't come back on, I can reintroduce that wiring loom and make the fan work. So it's all back together, all nice and neat. Down here, this fuel pump wire, where they immobilized it, that's all taped in neatly. Under here, by the battery, the loom's all taped up nice. Everything's soldered back together, all original. Nothing non-original there now at all. And then the same back up here under the seat. Now those two boxes are gone. The indicator wiring all soldered and, you know, taped up as neat as I can get it. So that's all original now, the wiring. There's no bodgy wiring anywhere. It's all exactly as it should be. So what did I do yesterday? Did all that. I did other things yesterday as well, but mainly this bike. It's had a compression test. Now then, I'll put some on the screen. Thus, number 1 was 175-ish. Number 2 was about the same. Number 3 was about the same, but number 4 was a little bit low. When I say a little bit low, about 140, 145 maybe. I'm not massively alarmed by that at this point, because the fucking thing stood, hasn't it, for a long time. Likely some of the valves were open on that cylinder, a little bit of rust on the valve seat. I don't know, it needs running, and then we need to maybe recompression test it. And that cylinder is fucking super easy to get out. I can get the plug out without, you know, with the whole bike together, just through that hole through the side of the fairing. So once it's had a run, I'll probably compression test that cylinder again. It's going to run on 140 psi though, so that's not a problem. What else do I want to say? I've got a set of plugs in it now. HT leads are back on. So the next thing, I'm going to try and start it, of course. I need to get excuse me, I can't function without my coffee in the morning. We need to get, let's put my old man glasses on. We need to get to, let's get rid of that bit of pipe. We need to get to the vacuum takeoffs, which are, I mean, they're basically impossible to get at. They're, it's a 5mm Allen key head. All the FZRs were like this. It was an absolute fucking catastrophe back in the day. And Yamaha started, everybody, I've talked about this before, I'm sure, everybody moaned so much. Yamaha started, which was brilliant. They started putting rubber pipes on all the later 4-cylinder Yamahas with little aluminium blanks. So it was super, it went from being a nightmare to do a carb balance to being the easiest one, because you had these, and they had a little bracket on the side of the frame and the pipes were clipped in. You literally unclipped the pipe, pulled the bung out, connected your gauges to it. But these are old school. I suspect that's why this has been ripped so much, because to get to these vacuum takeoffs, you've got to fold this up out of the way and get in there. So what I'm going to do, before I even try and start it, I'm going to get my vacuum gauges connected, because you'll know, if you know, trying to get vacuum gauges, these bolts out on a hot engine, it's not a lot of fun. So we'll do that. Let's get vacuum gauges connected. Let's get some fuel to these carbs. It's got oil and coolant in it. Let's see if it makes noise. Obviously, you've guessed, because I did the compression test, it cranks over okay. It just span over on the electric start exactly like you'd expect it to. Fuel to the carbs, vacuum gauges on, and then let's cross our fingers and see if we can get it going. Vacuum gauges are connected, they're just here. Got a fuel supply to it. The fuel, by the way, I've talked about this, I know, I'm using Storage Fuel Plus, even just feeding the carbs, and then when I get the tank on, it's just going to have that in it, because, you know, we can leave it stand for 4 or 5 years and it will be absolutely fine. I'm not doing all this carburetor work and then risking ethanol in it. I guess we just crank it and send it, see what happens. Why am I so nervous? I don't know. Full choke. Oh. Come on, baby. You can do better than that. Come on now. Come on now. Fucking that sounds rough as fuck. Oh, I see why. Oh, you absolute fucking tool. There's a vacuum pipe there that needs blocking off. What am I doing? And also here. Oh, there we go. Quite a sucking sound. Oh, that'd be why. Fucking carbs are massively out of balance. Let me film that for you. Yeah, okay. That might be a problem. Fucking hell, it's like there's a massive vacuum leak on number 1. What's going on? So, let me just turn it off for a second. There's no... Stop that video. There's no horrible rattles or bangs. No smoke out of the exhaust particularly. I mean, it sounds a bit chickety, clutchy, rattly because it's running on 3 cylinders at this point. Let's get a screwdriver. I'll bring the camera around this side. Let's get a screwdriver and try and bring these carbs back into synchronization. Of course, I split the bodies, didn't I? And what to say about that? Do I want to go in this rabbit hole? Obviously, the bodies have been apart, and I very loosely held them up to the light and got them somewhere near right. Bench balance, right? Didn't pay that much attention to that because I knew I was putting them on the bike and I knew I was going to have vacuum gauges on it. If I was sending them back to somebody, if I'd done some carbs, I'd pay much more attention to try and get the butterflies as perfect as possible on the bench. You're never going to balance the carbs properly on the bench, guys. Bench balance is a bollocks balance as far as I'm concerned. Just the act of twisting them and fucking pressing them onto the inlet manifolds and doing the screws up, you're going to send the carbs out of balance. Anybody that tells you they can bench balance your carbs is talking bullshit, really. You can get them in the ballpark, right? But they've got to be finished with vacuum gauges. And in this instance, I didn't really pay that much attention. I was like, well, they're somewhere near. They'll go on the bike and I'll... That's a long way out, though. I'm thinking maybe, fuck, I've got a vacuum leak, which would be bad from one of those inlet manifolds. Let's get them synced. Try and get it running on 4 cylinders, and then we can start giving it a snifter with some brake cleaner and see what's going on. It's almost like that fucking pipe's not even connected, but it is. Okay, let me find a screwdriver that will go in there. I'll bring you around this side, see if we can get it to run on 4 cylinders. Fucking hell, just listen to that clip back. It sounds absolutely terrible. These DJI mics just, I don't know, they pick up all the rattles and bangs and none of the engine noise. It doesn't sound that bad in reality anyway. Let me try and do something with these carburetors. Okay. Get them somewhere near fucking right. No, hang on, that's the wrong way. Why is that not fucking responding at all? Oh, there we go. I was about to say then, fuck, we've got a massive vacuum leak. Let's get them Still sounds like it's on 3 cylinders, guys. Feel the header pipes. Yeah. It's not running on number 1 at all. What is happening? When I give it throttle, it comes onto that cylinder, onto number 1. I'm getting this, I mean they're not perfectly balanced yet, but bring you down here. Yeah, just touching the, fucking hell Jim, what great camera work, mate. When yeah, it's not running on number 1. What the fuck is happening? That's bizarre. I wonder. Oh, did you hear that cylinder cut in then? Fuck, what have I done, guys? That's like, we start to rev it. It immediately comes onto 4. That's, turn it off. Oh, hang on. Oh, it came alive then for a second on that cylinder. Did you hear the difference? That's so weird. I'm gonna rev it too much, it's not warm yet. Hear that when I choke it? That's got blocked pilot jet written all over it. Fuck. Really? Jesus, even when you're that OCD, maybe a little bit of sealer got left. I don't fuck. Okay, what to say? I'm just going to take that float ball off and have a look. It's behaving like it's got a blocked pilot jet. Oh, fuckity fuck fuck. Right, give me a second. I'll get this float ball off. Let's have a look.